I'll be happy to explain how I get it to run on straight used motor oil. Now, I cannot just start it on straight used motor oil because it's too thick. My regular fuel tank has a mixture of 30% gasoline to 70% motor oil. So, first thing I do to start the truck is turn the intake heater on, let it warm up. Make sure the valve is on my regular fuel tank, and then I'll start it. And now, once it's running, I'll wait for it to get up to temperature. I can either let it sit here and idle or just drive down the road. Once the heat exchanger is up to temperature, I'll turn on my auxiliary fuel pump, and then I'll switch the valve over to my straight used motor oil tank. It will pump out of the tank through a fuel filter, then we'll come up into the heat exchanger, get heated up, and then it will go back down to the valve, out of the valve, through the factory fuel filter into the injection pump. And then it will be running on straight used motor oil. And then what I'm going to do is, before I get to my destination, I'll switch it back over to my regular fuel tank to flush any of that motor oil that's left in the fuel filter or the injection pump back to that regular gasoline and oil mix. That way, when I go to cold start it again, it has that pre-mixed fuel. It will fire right back up like it just did. So basically, you run it for a half hour, then switch over to straight used motor oil, and a half hour before shutting it off, you switch it back to regular fuel and let it flush out the system. And for the people that always ask me how far can I go, if I fill this tank all the way, plus my regular fuel tank, that's about 250 gallons of straight used motor oil and 30 gallons of my mixed fuel. So combined, at usually around 27 miles per gallon, that should give me a little over 8,000 miles of fuel range. But I usually don't need that much. I only use this big tank because it's just scrap metal laying around the house. So hopefully that answers your questions. Have a nice day.